Warning. The following program contains strong language and subject matter which may be offensive to some viewers and/or inappropriate for children. The content within this program is intended for mature audiences only.
Well, hello there, everyone, and welcome to Inside the Drag Closet, the interactive vodcast where we talk about all things drag and some things that aren't. Who knows? We're really just here to ride out the apocalypse. Yep, that's happening. We have an incredible show planned for you this evening. We are going to have so much fun tonight. All the way from Philadelphia, we have the incredible Yari joining us this evening. It's going to be a party. My sister Amethyst is back joining us this evening. But before we get into all of that, let's start with something I frequently forget to do, and that is a little who, what, where. Who am I? My name is Jade. I am a drag artist based out of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I love the art of drag because it helps me get through things. What am I wearing? I am wearing a wonderful bodysuit by a very upscale boutique called Fashion Nova. This little bolero was actually part of a corset set that I got on Amazon. Really cute little set. This hair, couldn't tell you where I got it, but it's one of my favorite wigs ever. My makeup is Morphe Wet n Wild. My lips are Miron. My lashes are inexpensive. Yeah, that's what I'm wearing. Where can you find me? Well, I have had quite a time lately because I've been focused on other aspects of my life, but I have been busting my butt, getting myself booked. So if you are in Pottstown this Saturday, you can catch me at Rivet Canteen and Assembly for Downtown Divas with Fancy Dismount Stratton. We are doing some effed up fairy tales. I am so excited about that show. It's going to be ridiculous. On February 1st, you can catch me at 704 right here in Harrisburg. We are going to do some lovely romantic Valentine's-y shenanigans, part of the Dame Glenda Memorial Pride Tour, with myself, Miliana Denial, Amishka Denial, Regina Holiday, and my mother, Poison. Ooh, I have hair to give Amishka at that show. That's going to be good. Pretty sure I have ADHD, by the way. I talked about it with my therapist. On February 7th, you can catch me back at 704 for First in the Berg with Chastity Vane and Stormy Sky. It's an incredible cast with myself, Candy Barr, Emerald, and Avada. I'm so excited to meet them and work with them. It's going to be a party. And then on February 8th, the very next day, we are doing Dining with the Hotties. Miss Icy Hottie has put together a ragtag group of hooligans with Amethyst Diamond, myself, and Sybil Stackhouse. So make sure you get your tickets for that ASAP. And enough about me. Let's bring in my beautiful, beautiful sister. You know her and love her. I'm so excited to have her back with me this week. Let's welcome to Inside the Drag Closet, Amethyst Diamond.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Inside the Drag Closet. Hello, sister. How are you today?
I am great. How are you, Miss Purple People Eater?
Look, it's my color. It's your color too. It's your color too, but I'm born to be Amy D.
This whole, this ombre hair, everything is just right.
You say the sweetest things to me. You're so sweet. I love you. I love you.
Oh, I love you too. Why don't
I love
you
how
give
you have
everybody
I love how you have like Armageddon behind you, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that.
Why don't you give them all a little who, what, where about you?
Absolutely. Hello, everybody. I too am a drag entertainer located somewhere here in Pennsylvania. I've been doing drag for over 2 decades. I do what I love for people like you out there who love what I do. My name is Amethyst Diamond. If you don't know me, and if you do know me, hey, what's up, friends, family, loved ones? Thank you for tuning in to Inside the Drag Closet. What am I wearing tonight? Let's start at the top. This beautiful periwinkle violet wig is by my Maryland sister, Nicole James. The makeup is MAC and Morphe and Juvia's Place mostly. This frock is also from that high-end shop that my sister here shops at, Fashion Nova. The jewelry tonight, this lilac set here, the earrings, and this ring are by Gems by Genesis, and this ring is by Lolly Cox. So, where can you find me this weekend? I will be in Columbia, Maryland, at Oversea Distillery with Victoria Ray Florence, host Casey Florence, and my other Maryland sister, Tsunami. That's a brunch on Saturday, Columbia, Maryland, Overseas Distillery. And Sunday, I am at the Havre de Grace Theater in Maryland with Sorority Heights, Alondra Sanchez, my other Maryland sister, Ayana de Chanel. Who else is there? Bambi Nicole Farah is also with us. So Havre de Grace on Sunday, Columbia, Maryland on Saturday. You can find me on Facebook under Amethyst Diamond. You can find me on the Instagram at amethyst_diamond1.
Because someone took the other one.
Someone did take the other one, yes.
Rude. It's absolutely rude.
Ludicrous. It's terrible. I know.
You have a collection of Tammys who are sending you some love tonight.
Well, look, I do have a lot of Tammys in my life. This Tammy here and my friend and her son Billy are friends of ours from Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Tammy, I'm glad to see that you are out of the hospital. I know you had a brief visit today. Let's knock that off because I don't want to have to come down there. You're already short. I don't want to have to knock you any further down. Okay, so please stay out of the hospital. We love you, and I will see you soon. I should be down in the next few weeks or so, but I'll let you know. And the other Tammy, of course, is the one who birthed this beautiful. Jesus, these are big. Interrupt my own sentence. My God, I've got to stop eating. Don't go on a cruise. You'll grow a pair of these. Tammy Ruby is my mother, my biological mother. I got to visit her today. I won't tell the world as to why, but I did help her put her flea medication on her cats. And I took her some homemade lasagna that I made last night for dinner. So,
Sounds amazing.
yeah, that's my life in a nutshell. You know?
So, girl, I have to ask, how was Miss Gay America?
Oh my God. We were talking about that briefly backstage before the show. I mean, going to Miss Gay America, it is always a fabulous experience. I, of course, was slated to be there last year. I had qualified. I wasn't able to go, blah, blah, blah. But thankfully, Mia Ho, good friend of ours here, personally and on the show, hired me as her dresser. So I was very, very grateful to be able to be there with her and check in with all the people that I see one time a year, and that's at Nationals. To witness that level of drag and that level of pageantry is so inspiring. It was 48 contestants, the best of the best from all over the nation. The majority of the contestants were first timers as well. So kudos to Desi Love Blake for growing the system out there, the Miss Gay America system, which originated in Little Rock, Arkansas in 1972. But just to be there and witness it and to see our hometown sisters in Pennsylvania and Maryland, both Morgan, as well as Divinity Cruise, the power couple both placed top 10. But to top that off, Divinity Cruise got first alternate by less than 1 point. By 0.7, she was almost Miss Gay America her second time there. As the reigning, she's the highest placing Miss Gay Maryland America in history to place that high while she's Miss Gay Maryland. So shout out to both of you, Morgan, and Divinity Cruise, and to all the competitors that week, our friend Mia Ho as well. Kudos for you, ladies. You have definitely ignited a fire back in me. So won't be next year, but it'll be the following year. You know, got to get things in order first. Got to pay bills, all that crap, being an adult.
Ugh. And let's talk about our new Miss Gay America, because she is a very different Miss Gay
She
America,
is.
isn't she?
Her name is Ivy Drip. Look at her. She's absolutely stunning. She is, as one would say, more of a Halloween queen. She loves the spooky drag. She's a Dragula-esque style queen, and it's nice to see an alternative style queen win, especially at Miss Gay America, because Miss Gay America was always the system. It's the oldest running pageant system in the world for the queer community. And they always modeled themselves off of the real Miss Gay America. So everything was very prim and proper and precise. Or some people would call it cookie cutter, but hey, tradition is tradition. So it's nice to see an alternative queen take home that crown. She was absolutely flawless. Look her up. Look up her talent. Especially if you love American Horror Story, look up her talent. It is perfection. So yes, it was a wonderful experience. I'm happy to be home, back to work, of course, as soon as I got back. So because I hate
Right
myself.
into a gig.
Right into the gigs, hon. Right into the gigs.
Right. I'm so
Everybody
excited that
watching.
we've got gigs together.
We do. We do. I
Yep.
feel like we've had a separation or something. I feel
Right?
like mommy and daddy got a divorce. I feel terrible. Like I miss you. And but I'm glad to see that you are working and that you're getting booked and you're doing good shows with good girls. You know what I mean? So
Ah, I'm so
yes.
excited. Like I'm back in the saddle. I'm back to being myself again. I'm
And
a new
and,
version of myself and I like it. There's been a lot of
and
caution
I
tape.
like it
There's been
too.
a lot of construction.
I like it too. It's to see you happy makes me happy, and I'm happy for
Yep.
you. So
This is going to be my last night filming in this room because I have moved my drag closet. So right now the show is called Inside Jade's Bedroom. Nope, nope. That's
in
that's my
in the
OnlyFans. Thank you very
boudoir.
much.
We're
My
in the boudoir.
boudoir.
The boudoirs.
What are you doing in my boudoir?
I'm not sure.
I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
either. Trying to think, did anything else exciting happen this week? No,
um, exciting? No.
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 Disappointing? Yes.
Morbidly disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
So
it briefly. Thanks for
yeah.
taking rights away from a whole bunch of people I love and care about and consider my family. That's cool.
Are we done with that topic now?
Yeah, we are.
That was great.
I have
Um,
nothing left to say.
yeah. Yeah. So as all of you know, we changed power in our White House. So, but that just means we need each other more than ever. So,
Yeah.
yeah, we did it before. We'll do it again. I think this time we'll have everlasting effects a little longer, but we'll do it together. So,
Persist, everybody. Stay there for each other. Stay united. Don't don't let stupid shit tear us apart.
that's right. Don't be afraid to cut a bitch.
Exactly. Think about what Bishop Marion Buddy said. You know, kindness. Be kind. That's
Just
all
be
it is.
kind. That's it.
Yep. Be kind to those not like
Be
you.
kind.
Be kind to those that don't have what you have. Of
That's
course,
right.
he took that the wrong way and thought that was an attack on him because, of course, he did. Anyway, let's. That's all that's on TV when I'm at the gym.
Who's
Um,
watching? No.
all right, let's see who is watching. The
Who's
Thompsons
watching?
are here. Fantastic. Sanika popped in.
Hey, Gwen.
Ooh, Jason Scott popped in. Haven't seen you in a minute, Guarl.
Hi, Jayla Rosemore.
Jayla, we still have not met. We got to fix that. We need to fix that.
Absolute
Jess is
sweetheart.
here.
Hi, Jazz. Hi, Squee.
Saffron is here. By the way, girl, I love that you picked the name Saffron. It's so beautiful. It's so just
Spicy, isn't it?
love it. We got Ryan
Spicy.
Geiger here this evening.
Hi,
Daniel.
Brian. I saw him yesterday. He dropped off a Christmas present for me, a very, very kind present. He took one of my publications that were in the newspaper this year and he framed it and gave
Aw,
it to me. It was super, super sweet. Thank you so much, Ryan. I love you so much.
that's cool. Daniel is here this evening.
Hi, Daniel.
Karen Gilhooly is here.
Go Holy.
A lot of those names happen to be our Patreons. So huge shout out to our Patreons this evening. Jess, Lori,
Yes.
Corey, Brian, Jeremy, Josh, Chanel, Daniel, Robin, Vicky, and Emily. We love seeing your
Yes.
names.
Thank you so much for supporting the show and subscribing every week. And if you are not a subscriber out there, you can go to www.patreon.com/inside the drag closet for less than only $5, as minimal as $5 a month. You can help support the show, help keep my wigs unthirsty, and yeah, keep us coming back. So thank you very much. We do have some inside content that we do not air live on the show. We have a cute little segment that we started called Pearls of Wisdom, named after both of our cars. Jade and I both named our brand new cars that we got Pearl, and we decided to name our new segment Pearls of Wisdom. It's a very short segment, 10, 15 minutes, that we film right after this show here. Just our personal insight on some things, checking in on you, seeing how you're doing, and things like that. So, yeah, thank you so much. Oh, and the merch. Don't forget the merch, hon.
Don't forget the merch. I got to figure out how to access that because I don't have access to it.
If you would like to purchase some of our merch, whether it be coffee mugs, fanny packs, t-shirts, hoodies, just go to www.jadedevere.com/merch. And what wouldn't be better than sipping out of both of us first thing every morning? You know what? No?
Right. Not first thing in the morning.
Maybe not first thing. Maybe after, well, and if you would like to buy any of my personal merch, you can also reach out to me anytime on Facebook or Instagram. I do have fans available. I have a neon one and a black one with diamonds. If you would like to pay my light bill, that'd be great.
Do we ship to Canada? Great question. I would assume we ship to Canada.
I don't see why not.
Yeah, everything is. I forget what store we go through. I will have to find out. I won't be able to find out until April, though. Amethyst might be able to find out. Yes. I don't have access to that.
Yes, I could. Oh, shoot. I will do that for you.
Yep. Oh, well.
Just reach out to me if you'd like. You can send me an email if you'd like at amethystdiamond1@gmail.com. That's my drag name, amethystdiamond1@gmail.com. And I will look into that for you, of course.
Speaking of drag names, I think it is about time we introduce a new drag name this evening because she has been sitting backstage looking absolutely stunning this evening. Delicious. And I am so excited to finally have her on the show. We almost had her once before.
Is this her first time?
It is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Aww. She's one of my favorite people in the whole wide world.
She's an absolute darling.
She is. I love sharing a dressing room with her. She always is joyous and polite and kind and just a great entertainer. So yeah, let's get her out here, shall we? Ladies, gentlemen, and all of us in between, please welcome to Inside the Drag Closet, our friend, Jade and Amethyst Diamond's friend, Yari.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. And also, before anything, I just want to say how honored I am to be part of Inside the Drag Closet. I have hounded Miss Jade DeVere the last time we saw each other. It was crazy, actually. I don't know if you remember, but the first time I was asked, it was, just like fresh out of the pandemia and everybody's trying to get coin.
Yes.
And at the time, I was fully just, being torn apart everywhere. But I've always just loved the idea of a bunch of performers sitting down and kikiing in real time, and you get to ask anything. I want like that real connection.
And that's why we do the show. There's so much misinformation out there about what we do, let alone about our communities in general and all the subcultures and diversities within it. So we were like, what, let's just put the information out there. The best thing we can do is educate and embrace people, so right. And Inside the Drag Closet was born.
And there is so much misinformation. Like you said, I was kind and I was the sweetest person. That's all lies, honey. I mean, don't listen to Miss Amethyst. She is just...
She doesn't know where she's at right now.
No, but truly, it's an honor because I've already worked with you both. Which, if for those of you tuning in, I have to do my who, what, where, why, how. So let me just get in order. Who?
Get it, baby.
So my name is Yari. That stands for YARI. It is an acronym for You Are Really Incredible. It's not about like it's not about saying it to myself, but it's more of a reminder of saying it to yourself. And Yari, as a performer, started out as a songstress. She was actually a karaoke DJ host in the neighborhood of Philadelphia. Before that, she was a random Asian woman found at a mall. And eventually, she became this Filipina goddess that is wreaking havoc in Philadelphia and beyond. I'm also, incidentally, co-founder of a production company called Hen House Events with my friends Jenny Henny and Diego Raul Hernandez. They are two of the most amazing people I've ever come across in my life, and together we curate some of, in my opinion, some of the most fun drag shows I've ever gotten to be a part of. So if you're ever in Philadelphia, for those of you watching Inside the Drag Closet right now, this is my shameless plug. Check out Hen House Events. That's HENN underscore house underscore events on Instagram. And what? Oh, sorry, ADHD. So what am I wearing? This hat, I have been waiting an expletive moment to brag about this hat. I can't curse because Jade already told me that
You're allowed
that
3
I'm
F
banned.
bombs, ma'am.
See, she has a counter in the background. This is like Squid Games. If I curse too many times, there's gonna be a red dot on my forehead, and she's gonna take
Red
me
light,
out. So
green light.
just imagine I'm cursing right now. Wang, wang. This hair is by Big Bertha. Big Bertha Wigs on Instagram. She is just a magical human being. I can't even describe how big it is. Like I'm
It's
5'2" in real
gorgeous.
life, and this hair is bigger than my cranium, and I have a pretty big ego, so it's really bad. But it's giving fairy godmother from Shrek. It's giving me and Amethyst had a secret group chat, and we're both wearing purple wigs.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
it's just I just love it. I just love a big oomph. But that is where the hair comes from. Show Big Bertha some love. This outfit I stole off a rack. It's also from Thailand. So hello, my katoy, sawadee ka, my Thailand sisters. For the Americans in the audience, that means the F slur. No, I'm kidding. For the Americans in the audience, sawadika means hello and thank you. And this absolutely is fucking sawadika because it just slayed. It is by Bunnism, Bunnism, uh, a Thailand designer, also from the first season of Drag Race Thailand. And she is just a talented human being all around. I would love to meet her one day, but for now we're like long distant Asian sisters. As far as everything else, I am naked from the ground to my waist.
Yes, baby.
So I can't.
Yeah.
It is it's by God. So everything else by God, and the hair, this bodice is from somebody else. So thank you. Oh, and where can you find me? Sorry, folks. There's a one last thing. You can find me at any random mall, King of Prussia, preferably. You could also find me tomorrow on the 23rd at Attic Brewing if you're in Philadelphia. It is a free to attend drag bingo with still the reigning, I think, Philadelphia drag king, Hannibal Licker, and my niecey, my wonderful friend, Jean Louise, who have been in this very show, Inside the Drag Closet, last time. That is tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. And then on Friday, the very first Mixed Tattooed Moms, the infamous Tattooed Moms of Philadelphia, is having its very
Yes.
first pageant, and I am extremely honored to judge it. It's at 7:30, hosted by the Zany Thing and Elizabeth, New Jersey. I just love that name, Elizabeth, New Jersey. And also after that, still on the 24th, we have a Lunar New Year show. It's at the Velvet Whip. It's a speakeasy. So if you want to get tickets, go on my Instagram and find out. It's Jada and Lady Rouge featuring an all Asian cast. It is going to be amazing. If by the end of that show you still don't feel Asian hate, I will personally give you your money back. And then after that, we have the 25th, which is
In Bitcoin.
another it's another show. It's at Strange Loves. It's still all in Philadelphia. So if you want to get get your Yari fix, you could just book a ticket there in Philadelphia, and for that whole week you could find me. On Saturday, it's a we have Mango Tango. It is from it's from my very own sister, Mandy Mango, who is, I believe, Miss Harrisburg
Gettysburg.
2024. Gettysburg, right? Okay,
I
well,
crowned her
correct
Miss
me if I'm
Gettysburg.
wrong. I'm so sorry, Greater Pennsylvania area, because I could not remember all of the multiple beautiful names that you have over there. But she is a sickening queen, title holder or not. She is just that girl. And yeah, that's a Strange Love at 8 p.m. And every single Sunday, I do karaoke, which is kind of like just my home turf. I just love getting drunk. I love singing while drunk. I love drinking more after getting drunk and singing, and I love doing that with people. So every single Sunday, I can be found at Bar X, which is also in Philadelphia, from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Now I know that is a lot to take in, and trust
Just
me,
working.
I have taken in a lot inside, but
We've heard.
if you would like to have those itemized, you can go to my Instagram at random Asian woman or at Yari drag, Yari drag, preferably the latter because the first one was just a joke. But yes, Yari. That is my who, what, when, how. The why we are soon to find out. But needless to say, I have been so excited being here or being part of this show, and I cannot wait to wreak more havoc. Back to you.
Well, folks, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for tuning in.
I'm sorry.
Great.
I love you so much. I
Everybody
absolutely love you.
start sending in your questions if you have them. If you don't have them, come up with
Sweating.
something. We'll be here until 10
Absolutely.
o'clock.
And for
Yes.
all of you viewers out there, don't forget to share the love, share the live. Go down right now, pick up that phone, do what you got to do, and hit that share button. Get us out there, spread the love, spread the live. We certainly appreciate and love you.
Exactly.
And check out our merch and our Patreon, things like that. Yes, Philly is such a wonderful place. I had the pleasure of working with Mandy Mango. She is the reigning Miss Gettysburg. I crowned her Miss Gettysburg. So it was really cool to continue the tradition of POCs as far as
Yes.
that is concerned. So I was at Frankie Bradley's. She booked me for Peel the Fantasy at Bradley's. So yeah, love that. Love you're a successful girl in Philly. You got it going on.
I don't even know that I would be hearing those words, especially coming from such an accomplished queen like Miss Amethyst Diamond, Miss Amethyst GD Diamond. I really can't curse. But listen, this has been a long time in the making. I'm sure both of you know more than anyone that nothing comes in a night. Like things
Right.
have been built, and I cannot be where I am today if not for the people that were around me, the people that helped me just discover who I am and discover why we love what we do. Because let's face it, drag isn't this multi revenue avenue that we all take up, and it's the secret of why there's so many cross dressers out there. No, it's because we are passionate, or at least I'd like to think that we're passionate about something that we want to put out there. And personally, I'm inspired by the people that really paved the way. There's Dorian Gray, there is um Divine. There are people who just wasn't back then. They didn't know they were gonna be icons. They didn't know they were
Right.
gonna be on random YouTube recommendations for a
Right.
young, transsexual to watch
They had
like
no
me. And I'm
idea.
just like, I was so shook, and I love that part about drag, that nightlife, that secret. And the more that it became mainstream, the more that I questioned my own self. I'm like, is this what I really want? Do I have anything to
Right.
offer that isn't already available in a 15-second short on TikTok? And I, and I think for me, I just find the joy of being an artist and being able to create and being able to conceptualize and executing that in a way where you have a message or a story. and it comes across the way that you hopefully intended it to come across. And if not, you keep working on it as an artist, you know. Um,
Exactly.
so yeah, thank you. I really really appreciate when I hear that from people that I know works just as hard, if not more, and say like, Yari, I see you doing great. It truly means a lot because of everything that has happened. Philadelphia is an amazing city. It is always going to be forever my home. But to say that it is a smooth sailing for anybody who wants to be in this scene, it is not, unfortunately, but we are on our way to making it a much more accessible, inclusive, and hopefully a much more fulfilling scene to be in.
Indeed.
No.
I have a fun question for you. What is one bit of advice, Yari, that you would give to a young drag performer who is thinking about making this their career?
Oh, yeah, no, Miss Emmett, this. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't you do it. Wait, do you know that oh my God. She is just everywhere on my Instagram, but she is raving about DD store, clocking the girls. I'm gonna send it to you afterwards, and to you too, chat. I'm gonna find this feed. I'm gonna put in the comment what I'm talking about. But she is this beautiful brick of a transsexual, and she just clocks the girls at every single store.
Yes.
And at the background, it has like, don't you do it. And that's what comes into my mind when somebody says like, what advice do you have for the young ones to start drag? I just want to say, don't. You're ruining your life, you're ruining your credit, you're ruining your BMI, if that still exists. I
Your body.
Everything. There is
Not your
nothing to gain
BMI.
but my weight from drag. But I think that on a realistic sense, I feel like if you want to start drag, you should go for it. But uh you shouldn't have a misconception about what drag really is. And this is not a gatekeeping thing, but I just want to put it out there that reality TV drag is not the same as actual local drag. And
Local
they
drag,
the
yeah.
two things can be the same. You can be a reality TV show and be a local drag queen and know that craft, but you could also be just a personality, a TV personality, and that's really what you're offering. So to me, I just want people to know that there's nuances in it, and that drag can be a multitude of things, and it could be so many things, but you have to at least be um, cognitive of the history that it had to where it got to this point, and what it was, what it is, and what it's becoming. Because if we're gonna be just saying um, that only RPDR is drag, it is a fault. It's a flat out misconception, and it's just
Right.
detrimental to when people do go out to the bars and see their local
Exactly.
drag queens, and they put these insane expectations without knowing what really goes on in a performance setting, how much we actually get paid, how much we do, the safety things that we actually cross just to be on a stage. And it's so
Yeah.
easy to blur those lines and just see that we're not people. So at the end of the day, I want the newer people, the kids that want to aspire to do this, to know that it's so much fun, it's so liberating, and it's everything and more. But just make sure that you are totally aware of what you're signing up for. You're aware of what this actually means and what this has meant to the countless queer lives that we have lost in the past that couldn't live their life, to now, to 2025, where we're still under attack by a fucking oh, there it is, my first thing. Oh my God.
We
That's
got
your
it.
second,
You heard it
actually.
first. You heard
Man,
it first on Inside the Drag Closet.
Oh my God, clock, don't you do it.
Got her.
So,
Got her. Do it
yeah,
again. Do it again.
because that's passion. When I sweat, it means I'm
It's
passionate.
passion.
So I'm just very passionate right now. Okay. And yeah, I think that's what I think that's really important. It's to know that drag is inherently political. It's an act of resistance, and now more than
Yes.
ever, it speaks more truth to that. So as long as the kids are remembering that and carrying on that flame, I could care less. I'm like, keep going. Have fudging 50 million drag children for all I care. But just make sure to spread the message. Just make sure to spread the message. Anyway, next question, please.
No, I think you hit that on the nose. The best advice you can give to a new drag artist is know your history. Know where we come from.
And
You know what
a
I mean?
commenter named Tatiana says, and take a small business course. Honestly, yeah, scratch what I said. Take Tatiana's advice. That's way better. I owe too much money towards the IRS for no reason. And, for all of the people who want to do this full time, just make sure that your coins are in order, that you're like, Super Mario getting all your coins and making sure that they're in the bag. Okay.
Ooh. I've become a spreadsheet queen. Like, I write down the date of every gig, the booking fee, the tips I make, all of it.
I do too. I record everything I make.
Yep.
Since I do this full time.
Wait,
absolutely everything.
Do you give that to like an accountant and be like, here's how much I spent?
Yeah.
When I do my taxes.
Yeah, because like, we don't have proof of income. Like I may get 20 paychecks in an entire year. That range from 75 to whatever, $1,000. You know what I mean? So everything gets written down. Because like if I need a loan, if I go to buy a car, if I go to buy a house, they're like, well, what do you do? I'm like, well, I cross dress. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how do I prove what I make when 95% of my income is literally in my hand?
Yes.
So yeah, it's a business. If you're going to do drag, treat it as a business. If you want to do it correctly, if it's just a hobby, so be it. If you got a 9 to 5, you do this every other weekend, so be it. But for those of us that do this full time, there's nothing wrong with that. We did that for many years. So, but now that I do this full time, it becomes a business and you have to treat it as such. Take care of your stuff, know your history, like be smart about the decisions you make when accepting booking fees that are so far away. It has to be worth your time and your gas mileage and things like that.
And if you're taking a booking, you are taking a booking from someone else. Make sure you're going to do what the booking requires. Don't just go, I'm going to do what I do when it's an 80s show, but you don't do 80s. Then don't take the booking. That's my biggest.
You don't take the booking. And try something new. It's drag. Try something new.
Yeah, I got booked for like a show, an all top show, and I don't know why I took it. I shouldn't have been there, to be honest.
An all top show.
An all top. Can you imagine me an all top show? It's like a chihuahua trying to like top an elephant. But
I've seen that movie. It's not.
Oh, I've seen your history. I have seen your search history.
Thank you.
No, but that's a very fair point by Miss Jade. And you can't just force your idea, because like that's another pitfall that maybe a newer performer might drop into, is that they may not entirely know that there are already established performers with established shows that look for a certain criteria, and they don't know how to navigate that. And I think that we are seeing more and more of a divide between like, oh, you got to be more pageant, or no, I can just be a Fashion Nova in a one piece, and I won't dissect or have like a whole discourse. Like, I know that at the end of the day, drag is drag, and it will be coming down to preference. But also, at the end of the day, production is production, and performance and performance. And if a production company has a certain caliber and they want you to go on a stage shining, shimmering, splendid, then there's going to be a difference in what they're looking for, rather than just like, here's an alt show where I can, have a different type of aesthetic. So it's very important to know what you're signing up for when you're booked. Yeah. And also very important in general when you're starting drag to consider. I actually was watching a Trixie Mattel, out of all people, I know, a Trixie Mattel makeup tutorial for beginners. And I love that she was like, here's where I get here's what, you could get right now because you're starting out. And she's like, this is what I use, but I would recommend you use this, which is way cheaper, because you
Okay.
don't know what you want to play with yet and how you want to
Sure.
play around with your face. You just need these essentials. And I really love that she still have that, that realism of what you're starting out in drag, because at one point she was like, don't spend $1 million on your first kit because
No.
you're not like the other girls. You're really taking this seriously. No, bitch, you're trying to do drag. And for you, probably you're still starting out. You're still probably easing in from hobby to full time if that's really something you want to do. So
Exactly.
it's very, I feel like the easiest phrase to sum it all up is, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So you have to come inside that drag closet in your heart, Mary.
Wow. That's a hell of a
Yeah,
segue.
Thank
I
you.
liked that. Trixie
Very
also
good.
does some very good videos where she'll do her whole face, but from Walgreens, or she'll do her whole face with just like Maybelline products. And I'm like, those are so brilliant and
Yeah.
so helpful to the kids.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't spend money on high-end cosmetics until you know how to use them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know?
And also
I do,
some
and
of
I don't know
them,
how to use them.
you really don't need, some of them, a cheaper
Right.
product really can do it. Some of them you just need a different type of or brush to really get it in there.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
some products that are too expensive, you could just steal. It's no big deal. Like, you could just
Right. You
have
could
no, I'm just
always,
kidding. Kids, don't do that. Don't steal. Okay. Cool.
maybe those were the days. Oh, those were the
Oh my gosh.
days. You know?
I did a gig once with our beautiful mother Poison, and she got to the gig and she
Yeah.
forgot her makeup. So she ran to the dollar store next door and put together a full mug with dollar store makeup.
Oh, that
Yeah.
is so puss. That's not a curse
Right?
word.
That
Puss
is
as in
so
like
puss.
current. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, is this Lady Poison from Philadelphia?
Different
No.
Poison.
Oh, different Poison. I see.
Yep.
No. Our drag mother. Poison.
Yep. So we
Daniel,
got some. What?
sorry, I just saw a question from Daniel Jackson. What is my favorite curse word?
I think she said it a few
Ooh.
times.
I might have said it a few times, but
What the fuck was it?
my favorite curse word would probably be um Asian lady who can't drive. I That is like the best curse word. I know for a lot of Americans it's not curse word, but to me it's so curse. It's giving curse vibes because I'm an
It's giving
Asian lady who
curse vibes.
can't drive. If you see me in front of you in a highway, that is the last thing you're gonna see. I do not have a car currently because I do not want to perpetuate a stereotype. And I swear to God, this is a true story. I I This is the only reason I'm not driving right now. And Jade and Amethyst knows this, y'all, that I go to Rehoboth every other month or every month or whatever. But I don't drive. I have a friend. I have my niecey. I have the kindness of a stranger. I hitchhike if I freaking have to.
It's like
I just can't. I will swerve if I see a squirrel. I will freak out if I see the rain. And I can't see on my right eye. There's too many problems. So that is my
wow.
answer for you, Daniel. Asian woman who can't drive is my favorite
Asian
curse
woman who
word.
can't drive.
Yeah, I've been
Wow.
told so many times I can't. All right. What's the other one? Do any of
Oh,
you
we've
have?
got three of them here, actually.
Oh,
We got one all the way back here. What is your
oh!
favorite song to sing at karaoke?
I love a little Amy Winehouse. She is my favorite rest in power diva. Um, I just love her. I feel like if I feel like part of her, how, have you ever seen of course y'all have seen Harry Potter at one point, right? You see like Voldemort like have a Horcrux and shit. Oh, sorry, that's like my Horcrux. So
She said whore.
So I feel like when Amy died, a part of her was like reincarnated in me, carnated, and it just sparks. So every time I go to karaoke, I just go, well, sometimes I go out by myself. And
I've
that's
heard you belt that out at several shows, and you do it wonderfully. You really do.
thank you.
So
Thank you. But do you
yeah.
ever feel like that like oh my gosh, my intrusive thoughts are stopping me from saying, do you ever feel like a plastic bag? But my actual question is, do you ever feel like clocked for performing the same number sometimes? Like just by yourself, like you're thinking like, I performed this too many times and I don't know who's in the crowd and they might just clock me and say, oh, you're doing this again.
Not if you
Nice.
do it well.
Going through that this week, I was like, I've now started a spreadsheet with my numbers at the gigs as well, because I was like,
Oh.
okay, I want to do this song. I'm trying to impress someone at this show. And I was like, I want to do this number, which I have done to death. Did I do it at that venue? Shit.
That is like that is always my fear going into a show and you are submitting a number that I feel like a comfort food. It's my comfort food.
Yeah.
Valerie,
Yeah.
Amy, any Amy Winehouse song is my comfort food.
Yeah.
And I always feel like afterwards, even when a person is complimenting me, I always feel like there's a Joan Rivers at the back of my head being like, you tramp, I saw you do this little number 17 million times. So
well, as you know, there could be 100 people in the room.
And 99 of them, don't believe in you, but one of them could be Sybil Stackhouse, who I let, do that mix, and now she's owning that whole mix, and I asked her to give it back, and she still won't give it back. But
I'll see her tomorrow night. I'll let her know.
She's probably gonna be so cocky and be like, I did it, I do it better anyway. Oh my god. I love that girl. I love her at her lowest, and I love her at her now.
at her slightly less lowest.
The way it sounded unintentionally shady is very, very on brand for me. I'm sorry.
That is drag.
Oh
my God. Ryan just said I could do my Virgin Mary like a virgin at every show and it never gets old.
I would love to see your. What do you do for your like a virgin?
It's a dance mix of like a virgin and I come out pregnant as hell.
Oh, does that baby
as
come
Mary?
Out?
As Mary.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
See,
it's not an original concept, but it's a good concept.
But it's a stupid concept, and I would definitely throw a 10 or 20 at a stupid concept more than I would when I see somebody slamming their pussies on. Stop it, Yari! When I see somebody slamming their their ground beef on the floor.
Genus. Not ground beef.
Their food nanny.
Their spam original recipe on the floor.
Spam.
I still give them a coin, but it's the stupid numbers that get me. I have this mix. It's a Mariah Carey mix, and it's literally called Mariah Carey Sings All I Want for Christmas, but she slips on an ice cube, and so she does that belt, and then it does that instrumental thing, but you hear her in the background slipping on an ice cube.
Yes.
And she's just dead the whole song, because that's what I want that song to do, to die during Christmas. Yeah.
So good.
But I love conceptual numbers. And I'm sure, Amethyst, you've seen a plethora of numbers at Miss Gay America. And
Absolutely.
I want to piggyback on what you said earlier. Congratulations are in order to the girls who are local to us and have brought it back home.
They really did.
Morgan, Divinity Cruise, all the flowers to you. And to everybody that have competed in that system and have put in their hard work, really, like kudos. to you, to all of y'all. I could never, I would
Absolutely.
never, I should never spend that much money, and I will never spend that much money. But but yeah, I think it's so cool that I get to do this, but also you get to see your peers thrive in
Yeah.
whatever they pursue. Like now you're seeing people who are winning pageants, you're seeing people who are getting on TV, you're seeing people who are following the path that they are interested in. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And we don't have enough or we don't tell enough stories of us uplifting each other. We see a lot of stories of us bringing each other down, you know?
How about it?
I think that's a perfect bit of advice for new performers. Be part of the community. Don't tear
Yeah.
people down. Be there for everybody, because
Be
you will find you
better.
have a much bigger friend group and more people cheering for you than
Definitely.
if you come in and you're like, I'm just a bitch. That's my aesthetic. Okay,
Um,
have fun getting friends that way.
no,
That's the
that is,
problem
thank you.
with the newer generation. They want instant gratification. They watch RuPaul's Drag Race. They think that is the Bible of drag. They know nothing about
Yeah.
drag. They come out, they throw their bodies on the ground. They don't wear body. Like,
Oh
and
my
they're like
God, you're going in, yes.
saying
I love
they're not wearing nails, they're not wearing body. They all want to be validated, and they all want $500 bookings. I'm like, you started last week, girl. Sit down.
Yes,
Like,
that is
girl,
that is a
bye.
really good take. No, and I know that there are gonna be some young people who may see this now or in the future that be like, oh, that's so gatekeeping, or that's so condescending,
Right?
because we can't really have all of this right now. But what I want them to hear when somebody like Amethyst say that is that this isn't about boxing you in a certain drag. It's literally showing you the amount of things that another person has to do in order to facilitate that standard that
Yeah,
literally, whether people want to ignore it or not, have been there. That standard
right.
have been there. And it's not that you're invalidating anybody else's drag, is
No,
that you are just laying out the standard of what you saw in every single performance setting that had that
right,
capacity, that had a $5 booking, $500 booking, that
right.
had this type of caliber to it. And
Yeah,
not that you can't make whatever style of drag into that caliber. It's just that you have to truly know drag to be able to grow from whatever this, no body, no
yeah.
face, no
It just
nothing
it
type
lacks
of drag.
substance. It
Yeah.
lacks
Yeah.
art and it lacks substance.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just
I
a product, a carbon copy of an Emmy nominated drama. That's
Yeah.
not drag. You're
yeah.
you're a copy.
I watched
Exactly.
a girl we all know recently. She got a breastplate. She loved not wearing breasts, not wearing hips. She came into a bar wearing her breastplate and she was like, "Oh, I am a whole problem now. Oh, yeah." And she found a new version of her drag. And I
Yes.
was like, "You are a monster. Perfect. That's
And
Leave
I
doing
Sybil
drag."
alone. Leave Sybil alone.
and I think that's what I think that's like the message to take home, is that when you are a new person and you are not there to like you are not there to like fan the flames of your ego, or have this ego competition, and you're there to like actually learn. If you want to be the best, you have to learn from the best, and you have to learn from the people that came before you. uh I think that's a really great advice. Like that, I think that's how I learned. I came here in
Absolutely.
this team. I saw people who were before me, and I really have such a deep respect for people like Isis, who was the first drag singer I've met in Philly. She's no longer in Philadelphia, but she was like, for the longest time, like one of the only drag queens that I would see on Sunday. People like Bev, the first drag queen I've seen in Philadelphia, and people who have been doing drag for a certain number of years. You could just tell that they were part of an era where this wasn't mainstream. This wasn't something where like they took it up and was like, I'm gonna be on national TV one day. No, it
Yeah.
was more about like doing your craft, and if you do it really well, you're maybe gay famous back then, but
Right.
nowadays it's like, I want to be
Right.
on the ABS CB or whatever the show is. I want to get all these airtime or bookings, and I definitely want people to know that it, if you learn a history of drag, you're set. You could do whatever. You could pursue TV. You
That's
could
all
do
you
whatever,
need.
but you just
That's
need
all
to
you
learn.
need.
You need to learn
That's
the
all you
basics.
need.
That kind of
Um,
leads into this next question from Tatiana. Do any of you have like a production assistant or crew to help you?
Personally, no, but like certain shows that we do have stage managers and things like that. They certainly do at a national level. Like in Miss Gay
Yeah.
America, there is a team of 75 people backstage. But like just everyday shows and stuff like that. I mean, I don't have a production team that follows me around.
yeah.
I haven't made it that far yet, honey. No,
I
not
love
yet.
stage kittens. I love a
Yes,
stage
stage
kitten.
kittens. It's such a
Yeah.
wonderful help to have those people.
Yeah, stage kittens are probably like the closest thing we have to a production crew. And for those of you back home that don't know what a stage kitten or stage manager is, they're basically part of the show themselves. Maybe they perform, maybe they don't, but they pick up the tips for us. They pick up the burlesquers' outfits. They set up the stage. They unset it up afterwards. They clean up any fallout, and at the end of the show, they
Yeah.
help count tips. And those are
Right.
very much time-consuming, essential things that. Uh,
Right.
Us as drag performers, like we always would welcome that. But as far as production, crew, anything professional like that, on my end for hen house events, it's just the three of us at the start of it. We have help from people like Jean Louise, who we've added, and other people, but really most of the time it feels like we are a DIY team where we help each other. We find out what each other needs. Like for example, Jenny and I are usually the host or the uh, thinking about the format of the show or how it's supposed to go and the health of our cast members and what they need and accommodating that. While Diego, Jenny's husband, is more like our DJ, our promoter, our flyer maker. So these are tasks that if you ever see a drag queen like doing a show by themselves, these are something to think about. They are most likely producing their own flyer. They're probably funding their own promotion. They're probably using their own means of getting that Eventbrite ticket sales up. And these are things that are outside of drag that we have to learn. And these are exactly the reason why you should support local drag, such as the Patreon for Inside the Drag Closet, in which you can subscribe now by going to at patreon.com/Inside the Drag Closet. And with that subscription, you will get access to many more features such as Amethyst and Jade DeVere, and maybe a different side of Amethyst and Jade DeVere, and
Turn the
maybe
weight around.
maybe Jade DeVere is Amethyst and Amethyst is Jade DeVere. But
We've done
regardless,
We've
you
done
need
it.
to subscribe to that Patreon. And you know what? If you're already subscribed to that Patreon, great job. But I want you to look at your spouse in the eyes and be like, you have to go through this with me. And also,
That's right. If you can have
your cousin,
Netflix, you can have Patreon.
Yeah, if you could have Netflix. Wait. Yeah, if you could have Netflix, you could have Patreon. If you could leave
We're cheaper than Netflix.
if you
We're
could
cheaper
leave
than Hulu.
Twitter, then you could go to Patreon, right? Because nobody wants to come to Twitter anymore. So go to Patreon instead.
How about it? And
Twitter's only
speaking
good
of
for gay porn.
stage kittens, if you want to be a drag queen, be a stage kitten.
Yes.
You want to learn how a backstage runs, help out. Help out at a show. You want to know how it goes. You want to know the backstage. You want to know the nitty gritty of drag. Help produce a show. Be a stage kitten. Offer your assistance backstage. You know what I mean? All those things will make you a better entertainer.
Yes.
And you'll have an appreciation for all that drag is and all that it takes to do it.
And if you really want to help somebody in your local drag community or, a random Asian woman like me, and you know how to write grants, you let me know. You let me know, and I will take that money. We will split it. We'll wink, wink, and say that we expensed it on something important like a show, and then the rest could be on a show. But at the end of the day, you could help in so many ways. But that is such an excellent question because oftentimes people think that we have all these helps, like in RuPaul's Drag Race. No, we are our own production, we're our own assistants, we're our own crew, and most of the times we're our own manager. And that's why if you go to my Instagram, you'll see that my last post was like in 2023 because I don't know how to tick the talk. Does anybody know? And anybody watch the latest season of RuPaul's Drag Race, season 17? No. See, this is how you can tell these are full-time drag queens, ladies and gentlemen, because they don't watch the show. And honestly, I relate. I wouldn't have watched the show if I didn't have a viewing party. But oh my god, not me exposing myself. But the tea is that those people on TV, they have a lot of help, right? They get
Yeah.
all of that assistance, all of that promotion. We do not. So this is why it's so important, because even a small Patreon contribution or whatever goes a long way to
It
support
does.
your
It really
queens. Yeah.
does.
So thank you, Tatiana, for that question. And yeah, we love questions just like we love dollars.
And I love the shout out about the Patreon because the price of StreamYard went up and I didn't realize it. So
Oh,
help,
jeez.
Oh,
help me.
Uh,
no.
So my buddy Matt has a really good question here, and this is going to be one of those questions that hits really hard. I'm looking forward to all of us answering it. He says, in this god-awful timeline we're currently stuck in, what do you do to stay positive and to keep moving forward against all the hate?
Ignore adversity. It's just be aware, be self-aware, and be aware. We know what's coming. We know what to expect. Unfortunately, we've done this before. Sadly, somehow we're doing it again. But it doesn't change who you are as a person. And that's the most important thing. You have to have that control of that intake of what's being presented to us. It doesn't have to change who you are as a person. In fact, being yourself and your true authentic self is what we need right now. We need that power and that authenticity to get through what is coming our way. He's busy with that pen. That ink is still wet on all of those executive orders he's been signing. So, but it doesn't have to change us as a person. It doesn't have to change us as a community, and it shouldn't. This is love, baby. It's about love, and it's about understanding, and it's about community and fellowship. So the positivity, we are the positivity, and you have to remember that we are
Correct.
that light. That light comes from all of us together. So if you dim
Correct.
your light, you dim our light. So you just have to Care Bear stare that what I mean, like, be Sunshine Bear. And it's not easy. It's not easy for everyone. Mental health is a real thing. We all go through a number of things that none of us know about on a daily basis. So be kind and patient and just be authentically you. We'll make it through. We will. We will win. We will always win. So that's
Thank
what
you,
I do.
contestant number 1.
Thank you. I'm contestant number 49. This time. I don't know why. I don't know why. Hi, Callie Couture. Callie's watching.
Callie
Oh my
Couture's
God,
here. Yes.
Kelly!
Hope everyone is
Callie,
staying
our
safe and
queen.
holding safe space for mental health. Absolutely.
Yeah, we were
That
just talking about that.
that is perfect. And that's kind of what I've been doing. I see a wonderful new therapist. He has been fantastic about just keeping me focused. And one of the big things I have been telling myself, thanks to his help, is a very important phrase recently that I have been starting to do is just let them. Let them. You can't control other people. Let them. Now, I also realize there is a bit of privilege in saying that, since, I haven't lost my rights yet, but I know it's on the chopping block. So rather than sit around and wait, I would rather speak up for the people. I think there's a meme that keeps going around. When they came for the trans people, I let them because that didn't have anything to do with me. When they came for the gay people, I let them because it didn't have anything to do with me. When they came for the women, I let it happen because it didn't have anything to... Now they're coming for me and I don't understand why. Because you're a fool.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you have to speak up. Let them is one thing. Let them is when people are doing things that you don't like, let them.
That's their
But
business.
exactly. But if it affects you,
Use your voice.
exactly.
Yeah.
Use your
voice.
power.
Yeah, exactly. Use your power.
See a drag
It was
queen.
See a drag
see a
queen.
drag queen about. Yeah, throw a wig on. No, now is not the time to just throw a wig on and prance around. There's rules and regulations. You got to do your history. You know what I mean? Don't jump into drag and start screaming and burning stuff down. That's not the way we do this. Okay, there's a right and there's a wrong way, and we will always make it through as
I
long as
like
we do it together.
Tatiana's comment here. I'm staying stoned most of the time.
And I replied,
Actually,
"Amen."
Yeah.
I agree.
Callie, like,
Tatiana, this is for you.
nice. Callie just said, somebody just commented on an ad for a drag show. How's your AIDS? Things are about to be really bad for all of us. And we need to make sure to unplug and prioritize our rest in this fight. Yes, you
How's
cannot
your
serve from
AIDS?
an empty plate.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That has been
How's your
something,
AIDS?
yeah,
The level of uneducated ignorance, like
yeah,
and things like that shouldn't even hit home. You know what I mean? I'm
exactly.
strong enough of a person to like see that ignorance and be like, wow, that's kind of sad for you. it, it
Ah,
doesn't it doesn't have to hurt. You have to take the power back from these people that think that they have a voice in these two thumbs, just writing away. Let them.
Let them.
Let them. It doesn't take anything away from us. and
that
and
is
you
Just
have
makes
to
them look
actually
like
stand,
a fool.
you know,
that. Yeah.
we have to stand strong in our convictions of who we are. You know, how's your AIDS? Miss me with your ignorance.
We
We are
already
so
talked about
far
that. None
above
of us
that.
can afford to have assistance. Wait,
Exactly.
I think I misunderstood the assignment.
Right. How's your personal AIDS?
Oh,
I can't
I thought
afford
You
them.
know what I mean? Miss me with that ignorance. I don't,
he
that's
was
not my
about to say I
business.
can't afford prep. I'm like, oh my god,
Oh
that
no, I
joke.
can afford that. I'm good.
I think I think that is just what Callie said is a real thing. We get like out of pocket comments from time to time, and it's not just in the digital. I was walking down. For those of you who have never been to Philly, there is a Philadelphia neighborhood, and that is like a stretch of blocks
Yay.
where it's very queer. There's bars all around, people queer, visibly queer people walking, and I will never forget this incident because it got me it stopped me in my track. It got me thinking about a lot of things. But I was walking um I was walking from one building to another. It was just a couple blocks. It was still in the neighborhood. And I remember I had my face on, I had a wig, I just had a t-shirt because I was done my gig, and I just was walking around with my friend enjoying the rest of the day. And all of a sudden, a moving van, I heard a voice, and it screams out, "Oh my god, look, it's an F slur." And it was a kid that was probably around 10 years old.
Sad.
And I was like, okay, well, one, there has to be an adult in that car because it can't be that 10-year-old saying the F slur while driving. And two, that adult had to be perfectly okay with that level of hatred and vitriol in their heart to somebody they don't know, somebody they don't care to know, but in their minds were just trained evil. Now, am I gonna go blame the kid for being transphobic and homophobic? I think that it's important to reel back and then explore this kid's life and know that this came from somebody that planted these belief system in them that made us
Right.
somehow an enemy, a person that is less of a person, somebody who is not considered not considered
It's
worthy of
dehumanizing.
respect or dignity. Yes. So it got me. It stopped me. I have heard so many things in and out of our community. It doesn't even phase me as a performer, but that one singular incident of a very young kid saying the F slur so nonchalantly to somebody they don't know, and not because they are praising them or out of of an ironic saying. No, it wasn't a Gen Z thing. It was a direct hatred with no objection whatsoever and with much conviction in their voice of saying
Yeah.
that I don't like people like you are a scourge to society type of
Right.
sentiment. And I think that as long as we remember that all of us started as innocent kids at one point and had life experiences that corrupted some people in one way or another, then I think that there's still hope that we can bridge at least a little bit of that gap using the hardest but the greatest power of all, which is empathy. Because where there's love comes empathy and kindness, right? And I think that and I think about that kid too goddamn many times because I worry about who raised that person and what they're gonna be in the future, who they're gonna bully in their high school, who's the next
Right.
person that's gonna be a collateral down this chain of hatred. And it's up to us as people to have a positive mindset. So I'm really glad that somebody asked that question because you really
Right.
do need to combat negativity with positivity. And in a world where we're currently fed so much hatred, vitriol, and stuff like that, we really have to look inside and be comfortable with the fact that this is the world as it is right now. There are people who are uh in the best that I could even say it lightly, misguided. But at the end of the day, love is the answer. And love for yourself starts
Absolutely.
first because you gotta
Absolutely.
have that to yourself and love yourself and protect yourself. But using that as a start off, nothing will phase you. Nothing can come that will break you down if you just have that reminder. And I know that is such a vague advice, but am a firm believer, not to get too spiritual right now, but I'm a firm believer that everything we have done in this life will eventually come to us at our moment, our last moment, and we will reevaluate everything that we've done. And it is up to us to figure out right in this moment how to be the best version of ourselves to us and to each other. And I think as long as you're not hurting somebody else and as long as you are cognitive of not being not being a negative impact to somebody's life, then you are living a life that is fulfilling and that is one with joy and love. And I am contestant number 50. Thank you so much.
World
This is
peace,
the drag
contestant number
closet, not a
51.
sermon. Oh, sorry, what was
Puppies
that?
and world peace.
World peace.
World peace. And I
Yeah.
mean, the sad part is like, that hatred is coming from people who claim to praise a higher power.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They're the ones that are beating the Bible, and it's sad to see. Like, you'd think we're all brought up with the same morals, right? Like, be a decent human being, be nice to people. Where does that go wrong? Where does that go wrong? And where does a 10-year-old screaming faggot
Yeah.
out of a car window? Like, what happened to you? What happened to the parent to teach that to a child whose mentality is still growing and thriving? Why would you want to put that in your child? And how do you feel that in God's eyes, that is the right thing to do to your child? That's child abuse. Like,
And
what
somehow
is
we're
wrong
the
with
criminals
people?
for reading to children. Reading. Not
There's so
People.
even
many people in positions of power in this country that get to that position by having us all fight against each other. Don't
yeah.
fall
Sure.
for it, everybody.
Don't fall
Like,
for it.
we're as a country, we keep falling for it. Red versus blue, conservative versus liberal.
Yeah.
No, we all need to meet in the middle and figure things out because we're all being othered. Like the
Yeah.
trans community, they're not, the narrative that is being made about them is not accurate, but they've created this boogeyman that has scared so many people that don't understand, that don't even know trans people.
I have no
Right.
idea.
And you know
No
what's
idea.
funny? We're like literally 1% of the population. Like I don't even know. Like I don't even know the statistic, but we're so small. It is not even a statistic. And I don't understand this bathroom argument. Like it is such a what do you call it? A rage bait kind of discussion, right? And I hate that. And I'm glad that you pointed that out, Miss Jade, because that is something that I worry about. My background is in IT. So I feel like misinformation because of AI, because of automation is so easy now. You can just
It
create
is.
a million accounts, by automation, make them rage baity comments left and right, and then topple a whole democracy. It's
My
Has
crazy.
favorite
butterfly effects. It just travels across the world.
my favorite thing about the bathroom thing is, okay, you don't want trans people going into the bathroom that doesn't correspond to their birth gender. Okay, so you have just made it very possible for masculine presenting people to go into a woman's bathroom. You have made that easier. You have made it so easy for that predator to go into a woman's bathroom. Like, do they not understand this?
They don't
Also, there
understand.
was something, part of the executive order was everybody now must identify with their gender at conception. Congratulations, we're all female, because you don't develop male gender until after conception. So we
Finally,
are
I'm a
all
woman.
women.
Ah,
Let's get rid of those he hims, everybody. Come on, sisters.
changing
You
it
could tell
now.
whoever wrote that was struggling to even define because
Yeah.
I feel like whoever wrote that struggled so much because they themselves, when they did the research, found out that sex and gender are clearly different from each other, and also that there there is an abundant amount of evidence that trans gay people, we have existed uh, since the beginning of time, and we will still exist whether you change the definitions or not, whether you change the bathrooms or not. The people will still be there, and I guarantee you that if you look into pages and pages of history, we have been there. And in the Philippines, we have been there. Colonialism killed the third gender. It is kind of sad that if you look back in history, all the way from like Greeks, all the way from Romans and stuff like that, before the Bible, there were societies where this was not a thing. This was normal. This was part of everyday life. And it is sad when it is weaponized, it's politicized, and we're
It
here in
is.
2025, 12,000 to, oh, yeah, 12,025 years of humanity, of Homo sapiens, of homos. And it's just a crazy time to live in. For those of you who don't know, I come from the Philippines. I was born there. I emigrated here with my family at a young age. I am a naturalized citizen, and it is scary because am I know what it felt like to be an immigrant, and I also know what it feels like to come from a country where it's still not legal to marry people of the same sex or trans people in general. And I think about that all the time, that this country, the US of A, is supposed to be the land of the free. This is supposed to be where you go, right? Where everybody is represented. Doesn't matter if you're black, Asian, white, whatever. There is a pocket for you here in this melting pot. And the way that the whole conversation, our national conversation, shifted to trans people is so scary because you don't even you don't even feel our impact. Like this, we don't have control over economy, we don't have a control over security, national security, all that stuff. And yet, oh my god, the swimming pool, there's a person that transitioned, and now he, she, or whatever you call it, is going to compete. Excuse me, but we literally have wars going on that we fund. We have people starving out in the street. We have fires we can't even put out. We have cold people dying out in the cold, and we can't even get us as a people to come together, because there are driving forces that would rather have us split apart, which is why this is a perfect segment. I am so proud of my man. He really spark up a national conversation and united America. And I just want to shout out Luigi. I know we haven't seen each other in a long while. I love you so much, baby, and I will break you out in prison as soon as I can get that money. And
I'm Luigi.
oh, you know him? Oh, I I know he's famous
That's my
now.
man
But
too, huh? Mhm.
oh, it's your man too. Don't worry,
Absolutely.
he's polymorphous or something. Whatever the term is, polymorphic.
Polyamorous.
He's ambidextrous.
He's
He's
ambidextrous.
ambidextrous. Yes.
He's amethyst.
No, but that's the beauty about like when I know it's a tragedy that somebody got shot and a life and all that stuff, but
It is.
focusing on solely
It
on
is.
the issue, right? On the issue, it became like a class thing because so many people have never been able to afford their healthcare. I have been in that end. I don't know if you have your own scary story of having to pay something absurd or not being able to fit it in your insurance, but that is a good example of we forgot that there was a left and right thing, and we remember that there's the class thing of poor versus rich, and that we
Sadly.
were pitted so long against each other. And when that happened, nobody gave a shit what political aisle you were part from. Everybody was just like, our healthcare is really, really, really bad, that it kills people. That this one person who got killed, boo-hoo, but essentially that person killed millions of people and
And profited off of it.
profited off of their suffering. And I think that is I think that's what America has to remember again, is that when we are able to fight against an issue that we can all agree on and that we have seen really doesn't work for us, then we can actually move somewhere. But it's hard when it's very divisive and when conversations are very inflamed. When you can't even go to your own uh, Thanksgiving without knowing that you will have a similar conversation as if you were battling somebody online that you don't know with opposing views. So that's how that's where America is right now, and uh that's where we need to solve the problem to get to the next step. And that is why I'm running for your next president of the United States of
right.
America.
In 2029.
2029. Trades for everybody. The stock
Everybody gets trade.
trades. Yeah. Finance.
Tariffs and trade.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Trade tariffs.
Well, ladies, we have about 8 more minutes
That
and
went
one
quick.
more question. And this last question comes from Billy Costello. And this is going to completely shift our gears because this is a good one. Jade, Amethyst, and Yari, was there any part during a number that was like a blooper? Every number I've ever performed.
A blooper. Blooper.
I went viral briefly. I was on Willem's Beatdown because I was performing Big Spender, the Shirley Bassey version, and the set in the venue fell over, and I was standing in the doorway. It went over. I looked down, I looked up, and I just kept going because I knew it was going to happen. I watched them put it up, and I'm like, "You're not fastening it? Okay."
Oh my gosh.
Rest in peace, Stallions.
Bloopers. Other than losing a wig, that happened.
Oh, that's
That
me.
happened. That actually happened to me recently. That happened to me recently. It was we were where was I? At Palm Beach with the former Shrimpies in Rehoboth.
Oh yeah.
Diamond Doll just had a show there. Fabulous show. For anybody who's ever gone to Shrimpies, they have now remodeled. They are now Palm Beach. Same location, obviously. Just had their first show. It was phenomenal. Diamond Doll did an incredible job. Was there with Tamia Giselle Michaels. Who else was there? Oh crap, I forget. Anyway, Electra was there. Janelle Collins was there as well. We did a group number at the end. I think I was the second to last entertainer, so I had a very quick change. We were doing Spice Girls, put the wig on. Was like, it's fine. I don't need to pin it. Girl, but that bitch slipped right off my head.
Oh my God.
In fact, Billy was there. Billy was there with his mom. Yeah, and I just you feel it slipping, you grab her, you swing her around like a helicopter, you put her back on. Bloopers happen, things shift. There's a lot of stuff holding all this together, and sometimes things snap. But yeah, bloopers happen, and you just, as an entertainer, you just make the best of it. You know what I mean? You can't have that moment of like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened to me. You just go with it. You're an entertainer. You just have to make it work.
I love that. And I love that Billy was like, yes, I was there. He remembered.
He was there. Just happened, after been doing this for 25 years and I'm still losing a wig every now and then. That's not
Never
good.
forget.
Never forget. Exactly.
It's such a wild feeling because you've done this 1,000 times and 1,000 more, and then when that happens, it's the wildest feeling. I feel like that is the same for me. I know it's a little copy of Amethyst, but that is truly my blooper. I am notorious for either my notorious bloopers would either be forgetting lyrics to a song I've sang a million times, or another wig mishap. I remember doing both. So I was singing Back to Black, and this was a very light show. It was a very it was a chill Wednesday night. So I was just feeling like, oh, I'm gonna wear a wig I haven't worn in a long time, and it's not gonna fasten because I'm just gonna be singing. I don't need to. I'm not gonna whip, slay the house down, boots mama. No, I'm just gonna sing and be the Lulu in the mic. So I was singing, and I could feel it, girl. I could feel it. It's like, I don't know what the best analogy of it is, but you know how like you're done bottoming, and no, I'm not gonna use that analogy. Not that this is a Wednesday night; it's too early. But when you could just feel that slipping out, you could just feel it slipping out because of all the lube. I mean the sweat, right? And singing while doing that is the most embarrassing feeling I've ever had in my life because I was Scalpiana when that went off.
Scalpiana.
and what's even worse was when for a fact fellow performers are out there out of drag watching you, and that shit happens to you. I was like, okay, please laugh because this is literally comical. I am a bald Asian woman trying to convince you that I'm serving you puss on a mic, and they were dead face, so respectful. They were just like, and you know what? They were recording me with a wig on. Then when my wig fell off, they stopped recording me. That is true friendship. That is true looking out for the girl. So I was very touched.
I did not have that luxury.
No, you did not. Let's talk about a rainy dugout.
Yeah, okay, I forgot. I fell the one time.
Yes, Seneca. Oh my God.
I was performing at a Pride event. It was at a baseball diamond. It had just rained, and we were to perform on top of a painted cement dugout. And I thought I was going to be cute and do a cartwheel, and I face planted on wet cement. Yeah, it was fun. It was good. It's on YouTube somewhere, I'm sure.
She made it a hoedown.
In wet cement? In mug?
And they were even like, maybe you should just perform in your sneakers. And I was like, I don't do that. Well, she should have wore her boots, baby, because I hit that cement faster than lightning.
Oh my God. Now, see, I heard, I know that the girls call each other bricks, but now you can get called a concrete.
I hit the brick. That brick punched me right in the side of my head.
I've seen that video and it hurt me to watch it.
Wait, do you have it?
I have it. I'll send it to you, baby. Don't worry.
Oh, I know.
I was
right
hoping
here.
Jade would show the audience, but listen,
And I'm doing Let's Get Loud. Jennifer Lopez, Let's Get Loud. Thinking I'm
my
cute,
God.
trying to do a cartwheel in high heels on wet cement. Baby, my entire life flashed right before my face.
That's the
2
most
seconds.
stoned you've ever been.
Almost.
Not
Not after your
including tonight.
edibles, bitch.
No, I'm kidding.
Not
No.
after your brownies, hon. No, ma'am.
Oh. Oh, okay. So, fun fact, real quick: when me and Miss Amethyst Diamond, we were at a Rehoboth Blue Moon. I have these brownies that are loaded. They're loaded in quantity and quality. And I try to warn you, Miss Amethyst. I was like, this is really good. And she was a trooper. You ate it on your drive home.
Always. I was conceived in the 70s. I'm a trooper.
I, but that
Relatable.
was strong, and you took it like a champ. So, well
Slay.
done. Well done.
Thank you. I
Well,
can't wait for
ladies,
more.
we have reached 10 o'clock already.
Oh,
Wow,
That
that went fast.
that went really fast.
We need a part 2. We need a part 2.
We seriously do. I love talking to both of you. But also, I just
Well-
want to quickly apologize for running my mouth. I did read and love all of the
Oh.
comments. I just forget to respond because I was so engaged in ADHD with Miss Jade and Miss Amethyst. So
That's all
thank you.
right. All of our guests are welcome to reach out to you if you're welcome to, take those messages. She won't check them for at least 3 months, but you can reach out to Yari and ask her all those personal questions that you want to ask her. So,
That is too true. That is too true. Don't take it personally if I respond to you in a week. But I would love any questions. I would love to entertain them. So.
Well, ladies, since it is that time, it's time for us all to say goodnight to everybody. And we're going to start with my beautiful sister Amethyst.
oh my goodness, thank you so much, everybody out there watching. We love you. Quite frankly and briefly, we love you. Thank you for keeping us alive. This will be our 4th year coming up in May for Inside the Drag Closet. We are well over 12,000 followers strong, and we can't thank you enough. We are here for you. So
Wow.
thank you for keeping us alive. Thank you to my sister for being the best hostess, friend, sister a person could ask for. I hope we perform together soon. That'd be really cool. Because I miss you, but I'm glad you're smiling. Oh, that's right. We are together February 8th. Good.
Yep.
Wish granted. Yari, my sister, I can never get enough of you. I love you to absolute pieces. I think you are a gem amongst rhinestones, and I love you. Your drag is great. Your personality is great. You're a great singer, and I would do anything for and with you. So, thank you for being here with us tonight. We love you. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Wash your hands and your asses, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yari, anything to say to everybody?
Patreon. Subscribe. That's
Oh, I love
patreon.com/InsideTheDragCloset.
Yes.
You have to come out of the closet to get inside this one. So make
Ooh.
sure that you're subscribed to Inside the Drag Closet. But I also just want to, again, I can't thank y'all enough. I have been loving, living, and laughing my way through the week. But I was so excited to finally get to kiki with both of you. So thank you. And thank you to everybody who tuned in. And if you want to find out where I would be or just want to get in touch with me, my Instagram is at Yari Drag. That is probably where I'm the most active right now, though I am more an introverted hermit drag queen at the moment. So find me at a club. That's where I want to prove what the what I'm doing. Find me at a
Support
club,
local
and
drag, baby. Support
I
local
would love.
drag.
Yes, I would love to slam my ground beef on the floor for you. And last but not least, in a world where you could be anything at all, please remember to be kind, be fierce, and be absolutely yourself. Much love. Thank you.
I love that. I want to thank both of you for bringing the purple this evening. You got your purple back. I love it. Amethyst, my sister, it's so good to sit here and kiki with you again. I missed you last time, and I am so excited. We need to go do lunch sometime soon.
Yes, we do and will. Absolutely.
Yari, I'm so glad we finally got you on the show. I'm so glad we finally worked together. I absolutely adore you. I can't wait to work with you again. You're an absolute gem, and this outfit is incredible.
Thank you, ma'am. Ring me up for part 2 anytime. Love.
You got it. And everybody out there, thank you all for tuning in this evening. And make sure you tune in 2 weeks because we have a very special guest joining us. She just placed 5th for what was her placement at MGA? 5th
Is
or
it
6th?
Morgan?
Yeah.
Oh, I would say 5th. Oh, 6th.
She's
It's
freaking
either
amazing.
that.
We've got Morgan joining us because math is
Yes.
hard.
Math is
With our
hard.
wonderful episode that I've decided to call Drag.
Because Morgan. The name's so, the queen's so nice, they named her thrice.
Thrice, yes.
Yes. I'm
But
sure Miss
everybody-
Divinity will pop in too.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
Power couple. The top 10 couple.
Power couple like you wouldn't believe. But everybody, take care of each other. Keep your chins up. We love you. Good night.
Thank you for joining us on Inside the Drag Closet.